is sponsored by the Muskegon Museum of Art. I am here with Art Martin. He is the curator of a new exhibition that opens tomorrow here at the museum. It is Art Nouveau, The Age of Elegance, and it is really a cool thing to see. Tell me about the exhibition.
So this looks at Art Nouveau, which is an early 20th century art movement, Europe, America, just really all around the world. And we have tried to recreate the full experience with furnitures and posters and ceramics and decorative art. So you really just immerse yourself in this very unique and still fascinating time period.
That movement, the Art Nouveau movement, it had a tremendous impact. You say posters and furniture, and it impacted all of culture, didn't it?
Yes, absolutely. It really was everywhere again for that brief moment of time, and this wonderful focus on nature and beauty, on flowing lines and natural forms, just as a response to the industrial age and mass production, getting really back to that artisan and crafting. And it immersed itself in the advertising the cabarets and homogenized milk and cigarette papers, just really everywhere people were, the Art Nouveau style was around them.
Well, let's take a look around.
Absolutely.
This is a beautiful example of a bedroom. And what time period are we talking here, Art?
We're looking at mid-1890s up to about 1910, 1915, the advent of World War I. It's really introduced to the entire world, millions and millions of people, in 1905 with the Paris Exposition. And that's where you see all of these artists exhibiting very high-end examples like you see with the bed and many other pieces of furniture.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Was this in every home? Like an everyday home, or this was a person with privilege?
A person with privilege. Certainly all of these designers were everyday makers, and so they would make products for the everyday home to the high-end home. And so the examples that guests will see in this show are pieces that would have been for an exclusive client or would have been made specifically for showrooms or for the World Expositions.
I think some of the images people are going to see and hear, Art, in this space, they're going to recognize, right?
Absolutely. The lithographs that were started were advertising posters, and so they were advertising the cabarets, they were advertising the famous performers of the day. So you have the dancers, you have Sarah Bernhardt, the famous actress, you have the Chat Noir, the Black Cat Cabaret Cafe, which only lasts just a few years, but that image of the black cat on the red is everywhere. You see it in refrigerator magnets in gift stores.
Today, yes.
Today. And those posters became so popular in Paris, people were tearing them off of the walls. And so artists were able to make smaller versions and then sell them to the broader public. Because again, these were how artists were making money as advertisers.
Japanese art was influenced by the Art Nouveau movement.
Was heavily influenced. As Japan opens in the late 1800s, Europeans develop a huge taste for the art of Japan and China as well. But the woodblock prints specifically, they take on the patterning, the color, the different ways they use perspective. And so these are up from our own collection to give guests a chance to see just how clear that influence was between the two movements. So in this section, we've created a study that might have belonged to someone with wealth and taste. And so all of the very famous makers and manufacturers of the time all on display, as one might see them in a classic Parisian home. So again, another just great example of the well-appointed Art Nouveau home. Sideboards, posters, and candelabras.
Beautiful dining table.
So this is one of the rare features of our exhibition. These are amphora ceramics from Bohemia, the modern-day Czech Republic. Rare, produced over about a 15-year time span, and not often seen by the public. And so these are from the Dr. Thomas and Jill Archambault collection here in West Michigan. And just a really wonderful opportunity for people really all over the country to see something not ordinarily seen.
All right, Art Nouveau, it runs through January 11th. You can learn more at muskegonartmuseum.org. Thanks for showing us around.
Thank you so much.